If you haven't heard Carl Deichler live, who's our CEO, I think what's amazing about him is he's like in a plaid and jeans and casual all the time, and just is super relaxed and laid back. And he opened up the session on Friday, and it was really cool. He said, guys, you have 2 goals. You have 2 goals as coaches, and he made it so simple. And it was just like, it was an aha moment. So these are the 2 goals that our CEO has for us. And I think it's pretty great that number 1 is commit to myself. Commit, and that's when I say it like that, write down, commit to myself. That what company, what job, the number 1 thing they want from you is for you to take care of yourself, to do self-care, and to be healthy. I don't know if there's many out there, but that's number 1. And it's one of our vital behaviors, but it was pretty cool to have him say that. Then number 2, really simple. Help people achieve their goals. And if they don't, then we'll give them their money back. So literally the man who will lose money is saying, I would rather lose money and help people be able to get to their goals. And one of the things that I really came out of this, out of the weekend with, was that we are not about products. Do we have tons of products? Yes, but we are about people and problem solving. And so I've been having some conversations with some of my newer coaches, feeling like, well, I don't want to bug and I don't want to sell. And I get that. How many of us felt that way for a while, still struggle with it? That when you think about how this community, the groups, the tools have helped you solve problems, that's all we're doing. It's finding the right questions to ask people to help them solve their problems with the products that we have. And the purpose behind that is not to sell them something, but it's to equip them with the right tools for them to be able to get the results they want. So I don't know if he came up with this on the spot, but this was sort of the motto that he set for the weekend. Is he said, the only thing that's keeping you from where you want to be is your mindset and yourself. And his little quote was, fear is not welcome here. If you have fear, then you will not get where it is that you want to go. And I know we all have fears. Even when I got back and had all these big goals and things, the fear immediately jumped right in. Okay, it's recording. Jumped right in at me, right? The fear came in of all the things that I wasn't going to be able to do. And so that's what's been resonating with me, is fear is not welcome here. So when the fear and the doubts and the no's and the you can't do this and people making fun of you or all the things start happening, that's when you remind yourself that fear is not welcome here. It's not invited to my journey, and I am not going to allow it to creep into my mindset. And then another quote he said, I leave you guys with this. I want you guys to dedicate each moment of your journey to the service of love. That is all we're doing. So I dedicate this moment to the service of love. What we are doing is loving on people in a purposeful way to connect them with problem-solving solutions. And when it comes down to it, all the other stuff is fluff and noise that can get in the way. So he really talked again about focusing the vital behaviors, get back to those. Think less about what all of the outcomes are that you want, and think about what are the actions right now that are going to help you get to those outcomes. So action, the daily vitals, creates the outcomes that you're looking for. But if you always are focusing on, I need to be at a Success Club or SC6 by the end of the month, that is going to keep you from just each day what you need to do. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? Okay. So the number 1 thing you need to say to yourself when you sit down to do your power pocket, your power hour, to invite whatever it is just ask, how can I help people today? If you're a prayer, I really encourage, pray over and say, who is it that I need to bless today? It may not end up in a sale or in a Success Club point, but if it ends up in blessing someone, you're building that relationship. And when they have not been able to find other solutions to problems, they're going to remember that you're the girl that asked them how their day was, or that encouraged or inspired them. I didn't sell any challenge packs today. I didn't sell anything today, but what I got to do was take better care of myself. I got to shout out an amazing mom of 10 foster, bio, step, and adopted kids who was pushing play the last 3 months and taking care of herself. If you didn't see my post, you should go check it out. It's amazing. And what she is showing me is the excuse of I don't have time to take care of myself. When you have 10 children and you're doing it and you work, it's like it's done, right? There's no more excuses. And so like I can get to the end of the day and say today, oh, I didn't move my business forward. That's a lie. That's the fear getting in. I moved my business forward by helping people and by lifting her up. Does that make sense? Like we focus so much sometimes on the things that we get away from the people. So focusing on the people. Okay. Am I going too fast? Are we okay? All right. So one of the stats that Carl gave out was that 57 million people have gym memberships that cost them between $40 and $100 a month. And if you're doing Orange Theory, it's way more than that. But they have no nutritional support unless they're paying for that separately. And they have no coach or group. Do you know how many people January 1st joined a gym and are not going anymore? There are companies out there for fitness. There's companies out there with supplements. There's companies out there with nutrition. But there is nobody out there besides us that puts those together with the coach support accountability to help people continue on the journey, because inevitably people will start falling off. So we thought January was a big month, you guys. February and March are when we should be sharing on our social media and with people that had goals and realized the path they were taking wasn't working. So technically February and March is where we are wanting to reach out to the people that thought they had a solution and are realizing that it's not. That's why we're going to keep showing up. So, yeah, and people will say to me, I don't think I can coach. There's too many coaches. Well, there's 200 million people obese in this country, 200 million. And there's maybe 400,000 coaches. You know how many of those are actually inviting on a regular basis? I would say maybe 10 to 12,000 people. Maybe, if we really think about it, that are actually inviting and doing the things. 200 million. Are there enough people to help? I think so. Okay, so again, the question you say is, can I help you achieve your goals or you'll get your money back? Hey, Haley. So he talked about 3 things in this business. So if you are here as a discount coach, awesome. Help people and get your stuff paid for. But if you're here as somebody that wants to take this business forward, one of the most convicting messages, I think it was Ashley Molstead that said this, and I'll get to some of her stuff later, but what she said was that if you're not consistently hitting Success Club, if you're not consistently hitting Success Club, so helping 3 people a month, then you're a discount coach. And I was like, right, because if you're not helping those 3 people, then you're not hobby, you're not business, you're not doing that. So help yourself, take care of yourself, help 3 people a month. That is how you're going to build this business into something. So there were 3 things that he talked about to make this business a little simpler. Number 1, acquisition. Help people get healthy. Help other people learn how to help people get healthy. Then duplication. Develop others, lead others, like being on team calls and doing getting started right calls. And develop in others what it is that you are doing. And then the third one is organization, to create long-term results so that those things will continue. So some of us here are at the beginning of our journeys. Some of us have been on them for a while. Some of us might not feel like leaders. Even like being at leadership, I was like, what? I don't feel like, it's crazy. But 3 years ago at this time when I got on my first team call, I hid my screen and then got off because I was so nervous and didn't think I belonged, you know? So it's really about, we will be tested and what kind of leader am I going to be in my groups and with my team. You will have so many times in your business that things don't go as planned. And that's when we lean in and ask for help. Ask a success partner. Ask in the team page. How often do we not ask questions in our team pages? After you Google it and FAQ it. But still, ask questions in our team pages. 90% of your business plan that you set up is not going to go according to plan. So I love this little analogy. Our job is to cut down the branches to make way for others to hit their fitness goals and hit their business goals. So the best coaches don't react, they anticipate. So one of the things we really talked about is what's coming up. We have the Ultimate Portion Fix. We have the opportunity to be a part of watching the live workouts that Autumn's going to be doing for 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme. And we also have the coming out of Transfer 20 on BOD. So rather than on March 31st, be like, oh, tomorrow it's out on BOD. We need to start talking about that now. We should be posting on our social media, hey, if I ran a group next month about how to make clean, healthy lunches for your kids, would you be interested? 5 people would probably comment. You write their name down, and when the hype group for Ultimate Portion Fix comes out, which is just an informational group, they're not buying anything, Beatnik's going to be running it, Nikki's going to be running it, you put them in there for them to learn more. How much time did that take you? Nothing, right? And they'll hear about it, and again, help them, get them their money back if it doesn't work for them. Okay, so some of you guys might know of Amy Rada. She was at leadership last year. I think she was going into like 3-star qualification. Don't worry if you know what that means, but it means that she was sort of at the beginning of her business. And she ended last year as the #3 coach, I think. The Superstar Diamonds, does that sound right? Something like that, something crazy sauce. So she was talking about her journey. And what she said was the only thing that changed in my business was that I took control of myself and stopped making excuses about why it wasn't working. This girl also was crazy, and I'm not recommending this. She was a full-time teacher, full-time photography business. She got up at 3:45 in the morning, you guys, to work out, quiet time, power hour before her day started, right? And she's like, yeah, was that a couple of hard years of not getting a lot of sleep? And she didn't say this, but like essentially, but now I'm a millionaire and I can enjoy continuing to help other people do the same thing that I did. I think less sleep was worth it to her. I'm not sure I'm there yet, but she said, I took control of my success and I stopped allowing others to tell me who I was and what I was capable of. And I started finding what my passion was and sharing it. And she said, my social media was not all about Beachbody. That I shared a little bit of it, but I shared joy, inspiration, and hope for other people. So here was her key points. Get rid of your self-limiting beliefs. And this is what Carl said too. The only thing that is going to stop you from getting where you want to go is yourself. Be your biggest fan. And when your inner mean girl, the one that's going through your head, telling you all the things you can't do, when she starts telling you those things, you talk right back to her and let her know all the things that she is lying to you about. Claim the truth. I am, whatever that is. I am, fill in the blank. So take action. This is like, she was super convicting. If you don't have the time and you want to build this business, then say no to other things and find the time or make the time, because we all have the 24 hours. And if you want this, then you'll figure it out. And if you don't, that's fine. It's your journey, but then don't make excuses about how it's not working. Go all in. She said 10x your goals. If your goal is to talk to 5 people a day, make it 50, right? I was like, wow, that's a lot of people. Have big dreams and a big plan. And you guys have probably heard a lot about reverse engineering your goals. If you want to do that, your upline coach or someone in your upline's upline will know how to do that. Keyshawn Graves gave us the how-to at the training. I'm not going to go over that, but essentially how many people you need to help to be able to get to where you want to get. And then #3 for Amy was personal development. And we all know that, but I shared an image in the team page. I think I shared it in Be Misfit too, an image of her top 10 books. Does anybody remember seeing that? Okay, I know I put it in our team page. Maybe you can look for a minute, Jessica. It was a screenshot, and if I didn't, then I will, of her top 10 recommendations. And then with your team, whether you're a leader of the team or on your team, share your vision, be honest and vulnerable about where it is you want to go. You guys who watched the video I put in our team page, I think I shared it in Be Miss and Be Meet Nick on Sunday or Saturday, was a vision of where I will be going. And it was sort of like, who wants to come with me? Because I am going to be 2-star on stage at Summit. I am finishing the year as elite and 5-star. Those things make me want to throw up and scream, but that is what I am doing. And you want to know what, you guys? The outcome doesn't matter, but the actions I'm going to take, the lives I'm going to change, including my own on the way to that outcome, that's where I want to live. Not in the outcome and the fear of whether I'll get there, but in the actions that are going to get me there and the girl I'm going to become and all the women I'm going to bless on my way to becoming that woman. So anybody else that wants to do that with me, let me know, because I would love to do it all together. I would love to all be at leadership together in October. Did you know you can actually go to leadership in October as a 5-star and still go to NLC next year? So Jessica, that's what you need to do. Okay, so set your goals, what they are, and don't think about the whole entire year right now. Think about this quarter. Think about what you want right now, and then think about the next quarter. When you're getting close to it, think about where you want to be. Set that up and plan for it. Anticipate what's happening instead of just reacting to it. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Go on to, okay, so these are the questions you have to ask yourself if you want to build this business. You need to identify these things. If you're not doing these things, then talk to your coach about how you can do them. This is how you will build your business. If you are #1, hitting SC consistently. If you're helping 3 people every month, if you're not doing that, you got to go back to the basics. The rest is all fluff. Go back to helping 3 people a month. Are you rank advancing? Are you making it a scary goal to go emerald or to go diamond? It's not scary. It's just helping more people. So you have to ask yourself, is that what you want, or are you going to be too afraid to say what it is that you want and to work and do the actions to get there? Are you showing up on trainings like this? And if you can't get on, that's fine. Like, I don't want you guys to be slave to Zoom or slave to every team call, but then look at your schedule and say, oh, I have this doctor's appointment, or hey, I have 3 pickups this week where I could listen to 15 minutes of the call. Put it into your schedule and plan for it. Otherwise, you're not going to get where you want to go. And are you learning and are you growing? And then are you sharing your vision with your success partner, your success pod, whatever that is? And if you don't know what I'm talking about and the things that I'm saying, write it down and talk to your upline about it, or I can talk about it later. Okay. So when I go on further, okay, this is kind of fun. Has anybody heard Kim Carver speak? He's a pretty fun guy. If I had a whiteboard, I'd draw it for you, but instead you're just going to have to make the image in your head. What he talked about at the beginning of his talk was believe in yourself that you matter and that your story matters. And if you don't think that you have a story, ask somebody to talk with you and share your story with them and have it and kind of talk through with your coach what your story is that you can share. So he used the analogy of transmitters, like in radios. I don't know how radios work, but what he talked about was that when you're starting off, you're in transmit mode. You're broadcasting out this vision that you have and you're sharing with people. Does that make sense? And you're sharing with your new coaches how you want to help them. So for example, for those of you that might be bringing on a new coach, what he talked about was you get them into transmit mode. You help your new coaches along with yourself to be able to get their first customer that's not their spouse or their significant other, somebody else, and then get them to consistently take from transmit mode to what's broadcasting mode. So instead of just transmitting, then they want them to broadcast it out. Does that make sense? To send that signal out to more people. And he talked about, so here you are as a coach and you're transmitting and broadcasting, but there are going to be, he used a mountain analogy. There's going to be things that are going to keep you from reaching to other people you don't know, right? You don't know everybody. So if you have a new coach, they can, if you transmit, they broadcast, they're going to start broadcasting it to their people. And then as they build coaches, their coaches are going to start broadcasting. And what we're going to be doing is having little towers of people all over our network that are broadcasting and helping more people beyond what we're capable of. Because my vision as a social worker when I began long ago was to help more people. And now with coaching, the more people I help reach their fitness goals was where I started. Now I'm at a place of I want to help more people build their business goals and to broadcast out what they have and share it with more people. That makes sense? Okay, he did a way better job and he had slides and all that. This was a quote a stat that really, really surprised me. 85% of coaches never help one person. Only 15% of coaches are actually helping people. So when you say there's too many coaches, I promise you, even if they're not helping everybody. Oh, and I didn't take the analogy one step further. So transmit mode, broadcast mode, and then what you're doing as a leader is you're creating multiple repeater stations. So I guess this is something that they do with broadcasting. They create repeater stations so that message is repeated to more people. You with me? Okay, done with that. And if you want some more specifics on we should learn a lot about getting new coaches started right. So I think maybe we'll do a call later about that one possibly. I feel like that might be more than what we want to dive into tonight. Okay, so does everybody have a business tracker of some sort? Because that was the big thing that we talked a lot about. The one that you'll print off will be blue. Mine's pink because my ink does not know what it's doing. And what they really talked about was that this Success Club system, if you are using this every week, month after month, you will be hitting Success Club and you will be advancing with your goals and with your team. So if the top coaches are using it too, it was set up by how the most successful coaches are doing their business and they put it all together in this form. And as you look at it, it may be that you don't have as much time for each of these. That's okay. It's your journey. But if you're doing these things, you'll get to where you want to go. If you're not doing these things, then you won't. Okay, so I'm not talking about that stuff. Sorry guys, I was hoping to be more organized and then the world froze this morning and my kids were home. Okay, so Keisha Fitzgerald, I don't know if you guys have heard of her. she spoke, and she's a trip. She was really great. So if you want to YouTube her and listen to her videos, I could listen to her all day. She talked a lot about the part-time coaching. Like there's people that don't want to ever go full-time or want to stay in their job, are really happy with their job. So one of my favorite quotes from her was, don't rob people from the journey to start as a discount and have less expectations and fall in love with the process. That's what happened to her. She was a discount coach and then fell in love with the journey, and it went from there. So when you're having new coaches starting out, or you yourself are a new coach starting out, we really want to have confidence deposits. How confident did you guys feel when you helped your first person with a challenge pack or Shakeology, right? You felt like, oh, hey, I can do this. We want to compound on that. We want to help, ourselves and other people hit SC. We want to get your Shakeology paid for. Those are big things. One of the things that she shared that really helped her was on the social media, sharing how part-time work in this can help pay for college loans, student loans, or for a vacation or for trips. Like we don't have to be putting up, hey, I made 10 grand this month, right? Like if you guys do that with coaching, you shouldn't be on my call, but what you can be talking about is my groceries are paid for. For me, my goal was Shakeology getting paid for and my house being clean. So today I got to do my work and be with my kids, and my house got cleaned. I'd rather do something that brings me joy than something like cleaning that makes me want to vomit. And that's what coaching did for me. So I can share that, and that, who here doesn't want their house cleaned? Well, most people, right? So think about the things that coaching is doing for you. And if for you, it's giving you confidence, it's giving you community. Share what that is, because you want to speak to yourself before Beachbody. Who were you before Beachbody? What were the things, the problems, the struggles that you had, and how have these groups, the products, the programs helped you be able to become the person that you are now? And so highlight lifestyle changes of other part-time coaches. Let's say you're not a mom. Like Keisha's like, I'm not a mom. So when I'm talking to moms, I will use other people on my team and their story and share about how this mom has done it. So here were 4 top tips she had for part-time coaching. Number 1 was to spend 10 minutes on Sunday making a game plan for the week and plan unplugging time. Because I think one of the biggest mistakes we can make as coaches is, at least I know for me, I love it so much that I could literally do it all day, every day, which is crazy to me. I do love my kids and I will probably miss them, but I could do it all the time. I love it that much. So this week, when I got home, sat down and wrote in my schedule when I'm not going to be on social media, when I'm not going to be on my phone. And we'll see if I stick to that, but that's one of my goals. Then she talked about batching content, which just essentially means when there's something coming up, you're doing a group, you're doing a sneak peek, there's a new product, start sharing about those things, not just the day before. Then 3, combine a habit with biz building activity. So like think about what it is what habit from the vital behaviors you can share with other people. So like sharing a fitness tip, or sharing something you learned from personal development, or sharing something that you were inspired by someone in your group. Share with people the value of what you're getting from the community. Are you guys bored, or is this helpful? I hate doing calls when I can't hear you and see you. Okay, this is another one of my favorites that I think I might even try, because some days I have legit power hours, it's great, and other days I have crazy little pockets here and there. And she does a thing with her team called 11 and 22. I don't know what that means. I guess it could be 10 and 20. I don't know, but she didn't say. 11 and 22 challenge, to set a timer for 22 minutes and do 11 invites, because inviting can get really scary and intimidating. And so it became this fun little challenge for their team to see, can I get 11 invites out in 22? And what she found was that her team was able to do even more. So I thought that was a fun little challenge, something that we might talk about in our team doing. Okay, more stuff that's not important right now. Okay, we're gonna get to the Ashley Molstead stuff. And you guys, like, what I like, even though Ashley is probably not someone I would pick to be my upline coach, and what I like about her is that she is who she is. Like, she doesn't pretend to be somebody else on social media. And then when she's like, she was on stage, you guys, this is at the end, there was a Q&A on Saturday, and she's on with Amy Rada. And if you follow Amy Rada, she's like the girl next door, school teacher. Like, I don't know if she's probably ever swears, just really prim and proper, really great, right? And Ashley's sitting next to her. I'm going to swear, so if you have kids around you. And Amy Rada is sitting there, and she's talking about how the Miracle Morning changed her life, you know, when she started doing the 345 stuff. And then Ashley's like, yeah, that shit didn't work for me. And she's like sitting there, the top coach in the country. And she's like, yeah, she's like, girls, it worked for Amy, good for her. I'm so glad that it worked for her, but it didn't, and a couple more swear words. It didn't work for me. So just because it worked for someone else doesn't mean it doesn't have to work for you. It was hilarious. And so she's just like sitting there, like this baller millionaire, you know, that like literally her platform was, I was depressed and anxious and didn't know if I wanted to live, and I just started loving on girls, and now look at me. It was so funny. Anyway, it was funnier to me than it really is. But so she's sitting there, and Amy Rada's getting all red in the face. It was funny. Okay, so Ashley is good. This is what she shared about. She said, and what is cool about her is if she was like a motivational speaker for the last 20 years, I don't think it would mean as much, but she was literally a person that before Beachbody didn't want to live and was legitimately struggling at her core, and how this community has not just changed her life, the hundreds, thousands of people whose lives have been changed with wellness and with the business opportunity. So this is another one nugget I would write down. She said, your job as a coach is the relentless belief that you are successful. She said first you can be successful, but then she said the relentless belief that you are successful. Hold on, I'm gonna mute Alexis. Hey girl. Then the second one was make the decision. You make the decision about what this is going to be for you. And if it is to be a part of this community, to drink your Shakeology, to work on posting your group, fantastic. Do that. No problem. But if it is that you want to build a business, then you make the decision. And one of the things I think that was probably said by every coach is that, and I know I experienced this, I'm going to make y'all raise your hands if you did, because I feel like that you're with me. Who here thought Diamond was this big, scary thing that was hard to get to? Or still thinks it's hard to get to because you're not there? Okay, felt the exact same way. Here's the thing. Diamond is essentially helping 12 people. Do you guys know 12 people? If I made you make a list right now, I bet you could come up with 200 people. And the cool part about those 12 people is that chances are one of those 4 on each of your legs of your business, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. Your coach will share with you. You have 4 people on each leg. I bet one of those people is going to know 2 people to put under them and 2 other people. Guess what that is? That's Diamond. When I stopped telling myself that Diamond was hard, Diamond wasn't hard anymore. In 2017, is that right, was when I actually started coaching. When I say about that's 2 years ago, am I doing math right? Okay, 2 years. And I've been coaching for 3.5. So I coached for 1.5 years when I really wasn't coaching because I didn't believe that I could. And then 2 years ago, Jessica probably remembers this because Jessica and Monica and Jen, I think I put in our message thread, guys, we're going to start hosting monthly sneak peeks, not with our upline, but with ourselves. And I don't know what you guys said, but it wasn't like, yay, that's so exciting, we can do this. It was like, oh my gosh, we can't do that. So that January, the 4 of us made a decision that we weren't going to let fear stop us. And I don't know how long it was after. Jess, were you already Diamond then? I don't know. At that point, within how many months did we all go Diamond? Because we made a decision that Diamond wasn't big and scary. It was simply just a stepping stone. And if you guys are doing this Success Coach thing, even if you're not doing it every day, if you're doing it however many days you're doing it, but you're doing it, Diamond is a natural progression. That is, and when you start telling yourself differently, that is what you will believe. So if you take away nothing from tonight, do the things, believe that you can do the things, and then keep doing the things. And the days when it's hard and you don't believe you can do the things, tell the people in your community, in your coach team page, and with your success partners, whatever it is, say, I don't believe that I can do these things. How many times, Jessica and Monica, have one of us said, including me, I can't do these things? And the 3 of the other people tell that person they can do these things. And then the other person has a struggle. So whatever struggle you've had, your coaching journey, all of us have had it and we'll have it again. But it's all about making the decision. So I think that January I made the decision I was going to go Emerald, and I went, Diamond. I had been Emerald for 1.5 years because I thought Diamond was hard. And then 2 months later, I was Diamond because I made the decision. I did nothing different except making the decision. I know that sounds really stupid. I didn't do anything different but tell myself that I'm not getting on the plane. Is that when we went to Punta Cana, Jess? I'm not getting on the plane to Punta Cana if I'm not Diamond. And so It was a decision. I'm not going to stop talking about it. Okay, make the decision. The only reason you aren't successful is you. If you're not successful, it's because you're in your own head and you don't believe that you can be. Simple, plain and simple. Excuses don't serve. If you're fearful and you're making excuses about why this doesn't work for you, that's fine. Maybe it's not for you then. But if you believe that it is for you, those excuses aren't going to serve you. Don't give up. These are all like the golden Ashley Molsted ones, so I'm just going to kind of go through them. Don't give up when it's hard. You just keep going and you just keep building, because you're going to have hard days. You're going to have more no's than yeses. This is a business where the one thing is guaranteed. I'm going to drink my cold tea. Is that you will be told no more times than you will be told yes. The number one coach in our company has been told no hundreds and thousands of times. And if she would have stopped, what would have happened? She would have helped the people. She wouldn't have built the business. She wouldn't have helped the people. She wouldn't have helped herself, right? So I'm not saying you have to do this business. If it's not for you, don't do it. But if you're doing it, don't stop when it's hard, because things worth doing are often hard. Think about the things in your life that were the most impactful, that you grew the most through. Chances are they weren't easy. When we're against the grindstone, when things are hard, that is when we grow, and that is when it's worth it. The easy stuff might be fun, but it's not where the growth is going to happen. So don't give up when it's hard. You just keep going and you just keep building. And if stuff's not working, then change it. And if you know how to change it, ask for someone to help you be able to change it. I'll give an example of that. Nikki Whiting, who most of you are aware of, she's our Superstar Diamond upline coach. When I started coaching, like I didn't think I was allowed to talk to her. And I remember Carly saying to me, she's like, her poop smells just like yours, Becky. Like, why is she so special? She just happens to have helped more people and be really cute, but that's it. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, she's just a person who's helped more people than me. Do you like that, Sarah? Isn't that funny? Can you hear Carly saying that, right? She's like, but she didn't say poop. But one of my kids is lingering. So anyways, when you think somebody is better than you in this coaching thing, you're wrong. No one's better. Ashley's not better than me. She might be more successful in the business. She's not better than me. She's not better than any of you. So I decided that Nikki wasn't anything better than me, and I wanted help. So I said, hey, I need help with something. Will you schedule a call? Sure. You want to know why she was willing to schedule a call with me when I'm however many levels below her? It's because I'm doing the things. I'm a 1-star. Actually, I'm not even a 1-star right now. Jason's account isn't diamond. I'm not even a paid 1-star. Just a lifetime, not even a paid 1-star. She didn't take the call with me because of my rank. She took the call with me because I'm doing the things. Does that make sense? I'm doing the things and I'm showing up. So if you want help from people, there's a lot of people out that will help you. You got to do the things and you got to show up. Okay. Don't open the door to doubt. Same thing Carl was talking about at the beginning. And I actually kind of scammed a quote from Ashley and I reworded it. So technically it's probably not, what is that called when you take someone's words? It's not fraud. That's stealing. Plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
I read your lips. Okay. So I changed hers, but this is one of the quotes that she said, because a lot of, I don't know about you, but the top, she says, I get, other than it's too expensive, but most of the business stuff is, I don't have enough time because I'm a mom and I need to take care of my kids, or I feel bad taking time away from my kids, or I don't have time and I don't want to take away from my kids and my family, or I don't want to take time away from my kids and my family. Number one, all three, right? Same thing. Like that's the number one thing. Anybody else have that? I don't have the time to take care of myself, all the time for the business. I get it. Okay. Yeah, Brian, you get that all the time from all the moms. This was her quote. What kids deserve is their parent living up to their potential, not living by what others tell them. So you can go check my Instagram and see that I did totally plagiarize, but I did not give her credit. Sorry. Okay. So what kids deserve is their parent living up to their potential, not living by what others tell them. And I can actually tell you that I've done some research recently. The top 10 healthiest parenting things you can do, I think number 4 or 5 was that and again, you don't have to work outside the house, but that the parents were showing the children that they can commit to something, they can work hard at, and they can achieve it. It didn't say stay at home all the time and take care of yourself will help you have healthy, resilient, socially well-adjusted children. So there you go. Okay. And Another question she challenged us with that I would challenge you with is, can you bet on yourself? Are you willing to bet that you're capable of doing these things? And this quote I kind of was writing all over, so I'm going to try to get through it. There are so many people out there living a life. Okay, sorry. There's so many people less qualified than me, less qualified than you, out there living the life that you want. Decide right now and go after it. There's a lot of people out there less qualified, less able, less talented, less driven. They're living the life that you want. So you decide that you are going to go for the things that you are hiding behind, the excuses, the fear, and start going for them. Because if you're on this call, you're an amazing person. I'm just going to tell you that. And there are big things out there that are going to be hard, but if you decide that you're going to do them, and it kind of was a little challenge to me. I was like, yeah, you want to know what? I actually have a degree in something that should make me good at this, right? And there's people way less qualified than me that are helping more people. And if I want to help more people, I got to make the decision to get out of my own way and help more people. Okay. Oh, I rewrote the quote down here easier. Here it is. There are so many people less qualified than you out there living a life you want and doing what you want. Decide right now and go after it. Does that sound better? Okay. Then I am too old and married too long to know that Bumble is what Bumble is, but I bet, Haley, do you know what Bumble is? Yes, because she's like 20 years younger than me. Okay, so this was Keisha Fitzgerald, and she's also been dating a guy for like 10 years. So she said, you know, I don't really know what Bumble is, but she said it was a great, she's like, I don't use it, but I know what it is. So Bumble is this dating app, right? Am I right? Dating app? Anybody who's not almost 40? Okay. Is that what it is, Haley? It's a dating app, right? Okay. So inviting is the new Bumble. You're here to help others. You're building your brand. You're not building Beachbody. So here's a little disclaimer. If you have Beachbody or Beachbody Coach on your profile on Instagram or on Facebook or on anything, take it off, because you are not Beachbody. You are Jessica, whose son is a drummer, whose husband, you know, who's a loving husband, who's, you know, has a middle school daughter, who's into theater, who loves her family and likes to hang out with friends and pour into her community. That's who Jessica is. She's not Beachbody. That's who she is. Make sense? Okay, so take that off if you have it. Think about what are 5 things that are important to you. One can be health and fitness, but you're not just health and fitness. Think about 4 other ones, and those are the things that you're posting about on your social media. Your fitness story, why you started your journey, your business story, why you started Beachbody, those can be a thing, but then you need to have at least 4 others that you're sharing about. Use language to create curiosity. Don't use language to confuse people. If you say challenge group, did you know what a challenge group was before Beachbody? Why in the world would anybody on social media know what that is? Tell them. Say, it's a group of women that are supporting each other online. Do you know what that, does that make sense to you? Like, say what it is. Short Girl Fitness. What's her name? Short Girl Fitness. Do you remember who she is? She's from Michigan. That's her handle on IG. Anyways, she talks a lot about how her language on social media is like she's talking to a 3rd grader. Because when we talk in the terms of coaching, nobody knows what that means, and they just think we're obnoxious and annoying. So use language to people that they can understand, that you might have understood before Beachbody. So using language to create curiosity. You're looking for your target audience. So this is something to write down. Who am I most excited to connect with? If this gets boring or you're connecting to people that you're not excited to talk to, you're not going to want to keep doing this. So think about, who do you want to help? Who are you most excited to talk to? How am I doing in time? I'm going to start reining it in. Okay. So I talked about how one of the biggest objections I get is not having time. The other one is not having it in the budget. And the other one is, nope, those are just the 2 that I get the most. Or the MLM, or it's a pyramid scheme, or I'm going to lose all this money, whatever it might be. When you get a no from somebody and you dig into what that no is, then your next post or your next story should be tackling that objection. So my post today did 2 things for me. It recognized the amazing work of one of my challengers. That's our fourth vital behavior recognizing. So it got that for me. I wanted to do that today. But then it also tackled the I don't have time. When I highlight the journey of a mother who works part-time out of the home, who is raising 8 children but has 10 total, that helps to dispel the myth that you have to have a lot of time to take care of yourself and be healthy. Does that make sense? So if one person has an objection to you, chances are a lot of other people are. So craft a post around the things that you're hearing as objections. And then I talked about before about problems. We're helping people solve problems. So talk about your pain points before Beachbody. For me, one of the big pain points, and this is convicting for me, I don't talk about it a lot. One of my big pain points before Beachbody was sucking in my belly everywhere that I went and never being comfortable in my skin. Like, that's not easy to talk about, but how many other women out there have probably experienced that? How many people on this call have experienced that? Maybe it's not your belly, maybe it's putting Spanx on for your booty, but whatever it is, like Brian. Oh, he's not on here. Shoot, I like making fun of Brian. Okay, so also, why in the world, when you reach out to someone for the first time, would you expect them to say yes? If you haven't built trust on what you're sharing on social media, if you haven't liked and commented on their things, if you haven't been interested in the things that they're doing, why in the world would they be interested in joining a community that you're running? The reason, if any of you guys are on Instagram, you probably have gotten these. If you haven't, just wait. But how many of you, probably last week, I've gotten 5 where someone just sends to me, hey, I have an amazing business opportunity. Here's a video. You can join me and make lots of money. Well, guess what? First of all, girl, go to my page and see that I'm fine, right? And I've got more followers and I care about people. Anyways, number 2, why in the world would I want to watch that video, right? I don't know her. She hasn't built a relationship with me. So think about not the products, not trying to make a sale, but think about the person that you're trying to help. Comment on her stuff, like on her stuff, ask about the trip she just went on, whatever she's going through. And then if the conversation leads there, which it often does because they see what you're doing, you say, hey, my favorite question is when I'm talking to someone is, hey, what do you like to do for self-care? Either they have great self-care or they're like, I really don't do much. I don't really know what to do or I don't have time. Do we have a solution for any of that? Hey girl, by the way, I happen to be part of this really great community. Have you ever heard of a wellness group before? No, what's that? I have no idea if it's going to turn into a sale or whatnot, but what it's doing is 2 things. Letting her know what I do, so when she's ready, she remembers me. And 2, it's building my skills and my confidence at reaching out to people. Was that a waste of time if it was a no? I don't think it was. Does that make sense? Okay. So take no's as learning opportunities. And Haley, it might be, I don't know if you're going to be okay with me shouting you out, but you guys, Haley is one of the new coaches on my team, and she and I connected. And typically, Haley, after your initial response about your journey, I would have stopped because my fear a couple years ago was that I was going to bug people. My goal with you, Haley, was not to get a sale. My goal with you was to see if what problems and pain points you had, I had a solution for them. And if I didn't, great. Then we can just follow each other and I can tell you how awesome you are and I can support your journey without you being in my group or on my team. But if I believe that I had something that could genuinely help her and her sister, not just with their wellness goals, but possibly with making a little bit of income to take the strain off of being a young student trying to do all the things, then heck yes, I sent an additional message and prayed about if this was the person that I was supposed to help. I didn't know. That's what this is about. And so if I would have let the fear of her initial, I don't think it's the right thing for me, stop me like I normally would have, she wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be able to help her. And regardless of what happens, I just got to meet a cool person, right? And that's what I want us to really, that's what was really instilled in me this weekend is we want to connect with people. We want to build relationships because guess what? They could end up being a great customer and challenger. They could end up being on your team. And how cool is that? And I don't want to hang with boring, uninteresting people. So I'm not excited to talk to them. So I'm not going to talk to them, even if it would get me a sale, because I'm not interested in that in my life. I don't need crazy people. Okay. So why should we expect a yes right away if we haven't put in the trust and the time? What are you interested in? Share that and create connections through common interests, whatever those might be. This was a huge one that I highlighted. Focus on being interested rather than being interesting. Stop talking about yourself and be interested in what's going on with them. All right, I'm going to be 2 minutes and then we can ask questions. Okay. If you follow someone and they follow you back, assume they're interested in what you're doing. But if what's going to happen is if you follow someone who you think is interesting, what are they going to do? They're going to go to your page. And if your page is Bags of You with Shakeology, or if your page is all about coaching, or if your page looks crappy or not interesting, guess what's going to happen? They're not going to follow you back, and you're not going to have made a connection. So be somebody who's putting things out there that's going to bring value to other people. So if they follow you back, they're likely interested. So just a little 2-second IG. If most of you know IG stuff, if you don't, there's tons of trainings on it. But the really simple thing is you follow people, 5 people a day, 10 if you want, 50 if you want, 100, whatever. Like 5 of their posts, comment on 3 of their posts. Genuinely, not like, hey girl, that's cool. Like genuinely comment on it and shoot them a message. My message, I'll read you what my message says. That I send to people, where I'm not saying, hey, I have this great business opportunity, join me, it would be amazing and change your life. Mine just simply says a little bit about me. Hey, I love connecting with other girls on IG. I'm a mama of 2, a therapist, wellness coach, yoga instructor. I think it's vital to create wholehearted connections so we're not alone in this. No, we're not alone in this journey. I love sharing inspiration and motivation was working in health and wellness. Please let me know if there's anything that I could share that would help you. What about yourself? Blessings. And it gets a conversation going. So really simply, I'm letting people know a little bit about me. I'm planting a seed of curiosity about wellness coaching, what that might mean. And every single conversation, if they write back, some people don't, but if there's somebody that I send that message to that doesn't write back, but I think they seem interesting to me, I'll like and comment on their stuff and build a relationship with them and see if I have anything that can help them. Because ultimately our goal as coaches is to pay it forward with health, with wellness, with support, and with ultimately being able to do those things and maybe be able to help their goals financially, their goals with community, with connection. So this whole Bumble idea was the initial invite, less is more, and keep it simple. The process is that in your first date, if someone started telling you about how many kids they wanted and what kind of wedding they wanted, are you going to go on a second date with them? If you are, then you're crazy. But when it comes to inviting people, you're connecting with them, liking, commenting on their stuff, building a relationship with them. But don't talk about marriage and a wedding, right? Don't talk about, hey, I have this great challenge pack, you should buy it. You're jumping ahead. Trust the process. So make sure that you're thinking about what their specific problems might be, how you can help them. Avoid talking too much. That's my problem. Be clear, not vague. Don't say, well, it's kind of this thing that it's virtual online and we post and share and log our Shakeology. What? Like, be specific about what it is that we do. Validate how they're feeling. Be excited about how you have a solution for them. And remember what Carl, the CEO who loses money if this happens, help people. Program doesn't help. Give them their money back. Pretty cool, huh? Simple. So don't be afraid to share that part. Okay. Last thing I'm going to say. Try and mute Monica. Timing is everything. Just because you are ready to help them doesn't mean they're ready. Just because you go on a first date with someone or a second date, like you're talking conversation, it doesn't mean that they're ready to commit to dating you exclusively. That's okay. But if you go on 100 dates, you make 100 connections in a day, in a week, in a month, in 6 months, whatever your goal is, how many connections you're wanting to make, you're going to help 3 people a month. And some relationships are going to be short-term and some are going to be long-term. I'm going to throw Alexis out there a minute. Oh, it's 8:57. I hate myself. Okay. That Alexis, I don't remember the first time I invited you. It was a long time ago, wasn't it? A long time ago. So we went on a first date a long time ago, and then we forgot about each other. But then I found her, then I found her, like, your number in my black book, whatever, and we connected again. And that day, I told you this, I prayed about, I want to help one more person. And she was at home thinking, I need to do something. And I was just hoping to make a connection. Turned into helping her solve a problem with her wellness. If you have not seen her transformation photos, go to the girls' page or on my page. It's legit amazing. Smile, girl, because you're amazing. There she is. I mean, it's amazing, her transformation. So, and then to think that I wouldn't have known this, but she wants to be home with her babies more. And so she's going to try to do this thing, and she's going to start dating some people herself and seeing if this thing, like, how cool is that? So you never know who it is that you're going to be able to help and how you're going to be able to help them. So the last thing I'm going to say, and then I promise I will wrap it up, is connect with people you're interested in, because if you're not interested in them, like, I don't want to be on team calls with people that I'm not interested in building a relationship with. I don't want to pour into people that I'm not interested in. I don't want to go on Success Club trips with people I don't like. I don't want to go to Summit and room with one of you guys if I don't like you, and if you're mean or you're weird or you want to just make a ton of money. Sorry, I don't want you to be in my room because you're clearly not my people. So I'm not going to invite you to be on my team. Does that make sense? Like, hang out with the people. Monica, I met her and decided, yep, definitely going on more dates with this girl because she's interesting to me, right? And so if you find somebody interesting, be interested in them, because you never know, they could end up in your group, they could end up on your team, they could end up in your bedroom at Summit, right? So long and short of it is, the leaders on this team, well, Sarah too, you're kind of on a different team, but the four of us that kind of run this team, Jessica, Monica, and Jen and I, we are all going to be growing our businesses. We're going to keep going on the Success Club trips every year. We're going to be at Summit every year. We're going to be rank advancing in our businesses. We're going to be helping a lot of people. And you know what we would love is to be able to have you guys doing that with us. If we didn't think that you could do it, if we didn't think you were interesting, then you wouldn't be here and we wouldn't have invited you. So what I would dislike the most is to be able to celebrate at Summit this summer when I walk on stage as a 2-star and have you guys not there to celebrate with me. What I would hate is for me to be doing all the things and hosting a diamond retreat next year or the year after, whatever it is, and you not to be there. Because I'm going to be doing those things and you guys are interesting, so I want you to be there. So for example, Sarah, you're only person left in here that's not like in our exact downline. Sarah's interesting, so that's why I like her. And I get to hang out with her in May, right? Is that when we're going on our trip? Because I'm helping people, you guys. We get to go stay in a house. It's after 9. See, I couldn't do it. We get to go stay in this beautiful house on a lake in Charlotte because I'm helping people feel better about themselves. That's it. I just got to go to LA for a weekend in a hotel room without my children, by myself, paid for, because I help people. Do you guys want that too? Then do the things and change some lives, and we'll get to celebrate the crap out of you and be so excited and send you gifts and go on trips and all of that. Okay, all I got, because you know if I don't stop, never gonna stop. Okay, any questions? Just kidding. All right, we're gonna stop and we're gonna stop recording. Where's the stop recording? Okay.